Okay, I want to start today showing off the quest making, and we're going to go in. I've already pre-done all of this. It was quite complicated. It's not as user-friendly as I'd hoped it would be. So we'll go through it. We'll explain a few things that came up and some problems and things that they need to fix or they just haven't put into this build yet. Obviously, we're getting a bit of a beta preview. You're going to need to go into the Dungeon Master and go into the create module. You're going to have to create your own module, of course, beforehand. Create a module. I've called mine testing. Go ahead, load. Loading into one of the various maps that I created. I created two maps, an outdoor map and a dungeon map. I'll explain why and some of the things that I sort of came to grips with. Sadly, it was difficult. Let's first though, we're going to have to jump back out of this, where even though we're loading into it, I should have probably saved outside of this. Let's go back to, so first up, you're going to need to create all your locations at the start. You're going to have to think ahead, make sure you know what you're doing in terms of the flow. Adventure begins. I create a little starting point in Luskin. So the first thing I did was make this, and I'll go through it. Load times. Okay, so if you'd watched my previous videos, you would have seen that I was creating some interesting sort of dynamic with these crystal clusters in the sort of starting area, the campfire, dealing with pirates. So I've just continued with that theme. Dying merchant, crystal cluster. You can click on the crystal cluster. Poisoned crystals. As you can see over here, discoverable, it's fine, no traps. Action text here. I actually put in, something to pop up when you click on it. This is sort of a quest tie-in here. I could put in a quest on the item. I did not see a point to doing that. So don't worry. The quest is on this merchant here, the Dying Merchant. The Dying Merchant is a character I had to create. I had to create a new character. These are NPCs. You'll hit new character. You'll go through, choose what you want, and you can just make an NPC. Obviously, you can make any of the classes in the game, or you can make an NPC, change the race. Background not important unless you want to fight with it, you want it to attack, etc. It's got the usual settings. Appearance, equipment. You can put a name, everything, as we saw before, just like a player character would. I've already created two. Dying Merchant is the start. Corrupting Confluence is the last creature, my big boss. So, go here, put your Dying Merchant down, or whoever you want, your NPC, put them down, and you can add a quest. Obviously you need to create the quests, but you can see here all the different things you can do when you right click. You can make it a vendor. I made it a vendor. It's a potion shop. So she's a potion shop as well as, because again it was supposed to be a merchant, and these crystals were supposed to be part of the merchant's wares, and they are corrupted, they're poisoned, which is causing problems. So go into the quests, and I've already created a lot of quests here. Pirates Cursed Booty, and a few others, and we'll go through. Let's just start with this one here. This was the first one. It's a custom quest. I had to hit new quest, custom. You can change it. I changed mine to Pirates Cursed Booty. Reward type, I didn't give it a reward type, I just gave it gold. This is something I didn't mess around with too much, but you have to give the quest to somebody, a creature in game. or an NPC, you can right click and give it, or on an object on the crystals themselves, right click, give it to it. You can also allow it to unlock a location when it's found. So unlock location on give, obviously I can change so that you click on the crystal and it opens up a part of the map that you could put, for example, a dungeon or something. Let's go back and I'm going to show you what I did. Delete that quest. Here's the Pirate's Cursed Booty. Pirate's Cursed Booty, put the name in. Reward, no reward. Gold, yes. Adventure begins. Action. Okay, so I've set this up. You need to put the merchant down. Right click on the merchant. On speak. Object is the dying merchant, so when they speak to the dying merchant, the adventure begins. And there's a little bit of dialogue here. Please stop them from spreading this accursed disease to any other port, etc., etc. So that's one thing. Like I said, you need to build your various maps beforehand. Then you're going to layer your quests over them. And so this is my first one. I have an update quest on killing another in the outdoor area. I've got a mercenary. When they zone into that map, there's a mercenary there that I just put there as a sort of placer to give them an idea that they're on the right track. Because who knows, maybe there'll be a lot of quests on the map or something, or whatever. Mercenary recruit, and caught red-handed, you'll see why in a second. And then complete. There's a mercenary captain. Mercenary, I didn't want to go in and make a pirate set. You'd go in and make a pirate set, for example, not a mercenary set. You'd make a specialized pirate set, and you have pirate. Matter because they're not for fighting, so you're basically going to just set it up and clear all encounters so there's nothing there but your NPCs. You can put more NPCs, you can make it more lived in, you can put vendors and so on. So you know, pirate swamp down here. Remember, if you've seen my other videos, you would have seen that I made the pirate swamp before. This is a new one, randomly generated. Pretty much the same as the last one though, which I don't know if that's a bug currently, that they're not randomizing properly or what, but yeah, they're supposed to. Okay, edit location. This is what happens when you create it. You would name it, you could give a description if you want. Visible to adventurers. I made it visible to adventurers. You could actually go to the woman and make it unlock when she gives you the quest. You could have this appear on the map. I didn't do that because they start in the other location anyhow, so didn't really bother with that. Swamps, this is the type L. Again, this is the generator. They're supposed to have a letter to tell you what kind of swamp you got. I've only seen L's, I believe. I gave them one creature set, mercenaries, difficulty medium, lightning storm, and so on. Let's go ahead and visit the location. I'm wondering about the loading screens, if your players and yourself are both going to be seeing these loading screens at the same time, and they're going to load at the same time. You could use these to talk as well, to roleplay or explain. Obviously you're going to have this description here, but you might want to add some more, because the description is not going to be terribly long, I'm sure. Okay, so as I told you, I put in a quest giver here. Well, actually not a quest giver, but something to give them an idea that they're on the right quest. This is an NPC that I made. I just plopped him down from here. Create the mercenary. Plopped him down here. I also made a sick horse, a cart, and some crystals here. Click on the crystal. The players can click on things and see. The poison crystals have fallen off the cart. We got a sick horse. And then the cart has a broken wheel. Very standard. You click on the guy. NPC here. He is hostile. He will be fought. He has a quest. Action on kill. Update a quest. He's going to update the Pirate's Cursed Booty quest. Pirate's Cursed Booty, when the players get it, they're going to see that they have a quest called Pirate's Cursed Booty. They're also going to see the stages. I don't know if this is intended or not, but they're going to see the next stage. And the next stage will be this one, updated quest. And I think, if I'm correct, yes, they'll see the next, the name will be in the list, Caught Red-Handed, so they'll see the adventure begins, Caught Red-Handed, and then the last one, which is the Kill the Mercenary, Kill the Leader quest. So I put that there. Now the big problem I came across was that in the outdoor areas you cannot put in quests, for example, that are kill X amount of mercenaries. I was trying that. I spent quite a long time trying to sort that out. It did not work. Had to do some research on the forums. It's not in the game yet, and I'm hoping they do put it in the game. Otherwise, it's going to be quite boring, because you'll always have to do kill quests and kill bosses quests in a dungeon. And I'm not a huge fan. Obviously, it's Dungeons and Dragons. You've got the dungeons in the name, but I do like overland areas, and I do want to be using lots of them. Okay, so this is the same old map that we had last time. Again, because of the pathing, they could choose any path. They don't have to follow this path. They could go off a different way. When they get to the bottom here, especially, they can go off a different way. I've not messed with any of the mobs. You cannot put quests on the mobs. You can't even right-click on them. So you have to create your own and put them down if you want to put quests on them. Okay, that's fine. So you can see that they can go a different way, and they can find other things, and they can keep going a different way, and they can find their own path through the swamp. Again, repeating what I said the other day, I don't like the fact that we cannot zoom out as DMs. It's really difficult. You can get lost yourself in here, and I especially find it difficult sometimes to find some of these interesting locations like this here. This is a really interesting location. You could use this, put in random mini boss or whatever. This is what I was looking for. I put a trap to make it easier to find. This is another part of the map. You descend down here, and here I have the corrupting influence. Now this was intentionally, I wanted to put this guy in so that they would try to get the boss kill quest. Boss kill quest does not work in the overland areas. This is still part of the overland area, so I couldn't do much about it. I left him in there because the nice thing about this game is obviously you can do what you want, and so upstairs, I'll explain this guy in a bit, but upstairs you go back up, and let's go really quickly if we can. Again, this is map that can be quite troublesome. There we go. So here we are, and I put in the captain. Here's the captain here. They actually gave him a name, which is surprising. I didn't know that was going to happen. He's got a name, and he should still have the quest on him. Yes, on kill. Complete quest, Pirate's Cursed Booty. And this will complete the quest after he's killed. You've killed the mastermind behind the poison crystal epidemic, right? That's as many words as I could fit in there. It needs to be expanded. This is quite a small word count, sadly. It's a tweet. So that could be expanded a lot. And yes, you kill him, you get the end, you get the quest, you get the gold, and the quest is finished. Obviously that question mark might lead them to look around. Now, as far as I know, from what I've read, this is the exit. I can't click on it, but this is supposed to be the exit out. So again, you're gonna have to role play this or something, and you're gonna have to give them this idea that maybe that wasn't the end of the quest, right? Um, kind of important. I think though, let me just check. Quests, pirates, cursed booty. Quests, pirates, cursed booty. Let's have a look real quick. Complete quest, unlock location. It unlocks the pirate caves. So once they finish that quest, it will then give them on their map the pirate caves. So they can go out, and they might not even notice that there's this boss hiding in this little part down here. If they don't see it, fine. That's kind of the whole point of D&D is, you know, you can put in all kinds of interesting things. If the players find it, great. If they don't, regardless. This boss is the last boss. It also simulates the pirate caves. I've got minecart track here, and it's closed off, so they don't know that that's the entrance. You can role play that out. You see an entrance, but you don't know how to get into it. You see the boss. You can fight the boss. The boss is quite difficult. He's 5+ over the players. Let the boss maybe kill some people, really do some damage. Hopefully they don't hurt him too much. If they do, it doesn't matter, because he's not going to stick around. You can then remove him. Well, you probably don't want to remove him, but you probably want, yeah, I guess you're going to have to remove him from this, because he's going to run away. Because he's in the actual next part, the next location. Dramatic music. Pirate Cave. I created this. Again, I did it beforehand so that the quests would all work together. Edit location. It's a Bandit Cave. I turned it to Pirate Caves. Visible to adventures. Again, maybe you could turn that off actually, so they don't see it until they get that quest done. That might be a good thing. And then I gave this place a whole lot of quests. Now I said that Overland you cannot add all those collection quests and boss quests and defeat monster quests. I didn't mention the collect quest, but that's important. So I have a quest here of collecting the poison crystals. When they enter, they should see that quest, that they can pick up poison crystals and they'll get a reward for it. If you're, like a typical MMO, for example, it'll pop up on your screen. Oh, there's quests in this area. That's one quest I put in. I put another quest there onto us, which I can show you here in a second. This is an extra quest. Has to do with some assassins that are actually inside. And finally, there's the defeat the boss quest at the end. Here's the floor settings and everything. Make sure to put this boss room. So you have that. Let's go in the quests. Now the actual area that we were just in, the little editing area thing, that gave you this quest. It generates it for you. Then you can go into it and you can modify. I think it actually pops up, and yeah, it'll pop up and you modify it yourself. You can put in all kinds of things here. I'm going to choose these amethyst shards since we're doing the shards anyways. 10, they will be randomly generated. Chosen items will randomly spawn on all floors of the assigned dungeon, so they just go around clicking on them. Unlock location now. And when they're finished, they get a random trinket, so I just gave them something interesting as a random piece of loot. They're on to us. This is the other one. There's some assassins, so there are, I probably change this down to 5 assassins sprinkled throughout randomly. You have no control over those. They're just around, so that will be sort of interesting, ambushy sort of stuff. And the last one, defeat the boss. And again, you make all these quests within the zone. When you create the zone, you'll get these options to create these extra quests. Again, they're only for dungeons, so until they fix that, which I hope they do, that's the way you have to do it, like this. Now, they have their own sort of boss types. Ashen Priest from the campaign, Mercenary Leader, which is perfectly fine for this, Necromancer Spirit, Demon Web Terror, Demonic Shadow, Master Assassin, and Beholder. I put in the custom one, Corrupting Influence, which is an Illithid. I also gave another random trinket. You can change that as you want. No reward, random weapon, random armor, random trinket. Let's put it random armor. Okay, so those are the extra quests that they threw in there. And so yes, you'll go in. Let's go ahead and jump into the mines now. The pirate caves. Yep. Now I haven't been in the pirate caves, that's why that popped up. It should now be generated with those things in mind. So this will be interesting to see if it actually worked and it's done what I've asked it to do. Looks quite good for a pirate cave, actually. It's loading all the extra things. I'm guessing that's why it's taking a little bit longer. Okay, so let's have a look here. We've seen this bandit cave before. There's some mobs, some rooms. Again, I can customize all these rooms as I want. Not a problem. I can zoom out actually, not in the outland area. And I think the only thing I'm noticing is, where are these crystals? They may only spawn for the players since I'm in DM mode. That might be why I can't see them. And we have the boss room, and my corrupting influence is there, thank God. So that works, that's great. I'm hoping the missing crystals are only because I'm in DM mode, but there should be amethyst crystals as well to just click on. These down here are just sort of mushrooms, so that's the only thing I'm lacking here so far. Also, I don't know if the assassins have spawned. That's a good question. Ah, there are. There's one assassin there, so they've randomly spawned all around as well. So that's great. So again, everything's sorted here. It looks good. And let's go again, check out the last boss here. So he doesn't have a quest. I could put a quest on here. For example, you finish the quest, or a kill quest, or whatever. It's actually got a kill quest on it. So that should be still there. It's part of the zone quests that you should see when you pop into the game. Or I can actually just give it to him now. Maybe I need to do that. On kill. Yep. And might not want to give quest on kill. That might be a problem. So that might be something that you'll need to set up. But it should come up in the zone, as it said. It's a zone quest. So let's remove that. So he should be just there to be killed, and then the zone will automatically pick that up. Again, I haven't tested that. I'd love to test it next week when some more people start coming in. Definitely test these crystals, check to make sure they do spawn for the players, and that these quests do resolve, especially the quest of killing mercenaries, for example. Or sorry, killing the assassins. Since they did spawn, it would be great to see that those get picked up. That is it. Like I said, it's a bit complicated. You've got to set up all the stuff beforehand, but it's pretty typical D&D. You need to have an idea, you need to have a story, you need to write it, put all the content down, layer your quests over it, and then these little things, hopefully they'll have been fixed or explained better. How about that? I think that's it. Thank you very much.